some of these maps can completely change. Just the identity of OXG is looking that much stronger today, especially with how default they were playing on that utility.
Big map. It's aggressive. It can allow great and deep roams, nice lurks, and incredibly quick action.
Parker, as we get through these operator bans, I'm seeing a Monty ban on Bank versus SSG. They will have to go up against 2 Nitro Cells and the Tachanka Fire of Forest, plus Yokai drones, one of which is in the pocket of Grixer. They don't care about any of that, though, Parker. They're planting.
And the fire will just bounce off of this. No damage done. The Echo Blast does the same. Both Grixer and Forest miss it. Look at the exasperation on the side of SSG. Ashen looked positively radiant in that moment. Shield has been destroyed, and now the case is in a position where they might be able to long arm, and I don't know if this is reachable or not, but OXG are going to just pile on. Ashen's got the shotgun out. SSG are sweeping on through. Gomez with 1 pick. That'll do the playoffs. At this point in time, the things that you'll be fighting for now that you made top 4, greater prize pool, bragging rights, and of course, SI points. Gomez was the only person with a kill in the previous round, and he will get the leadoff kill here in round number 2, so a good start for him. One of the rest of OXG as they are left wanting. Adam gets on the board, guns down, Newers goes for the jump out. Looks like he runs out of ammunition. Benja tries for the swing in, but Gomez shuts the door on that. Look at all this repel play for Spacestation. OXG just need to sit and be patient, and they're doing an exemplary job of it at the moment. Bolts looked like he was going to scoot on by, but instead will now take the engagement over towards conference room. Yaga can see right through that one, as can Grixer, and OXG do when they get into a position to influence the execute. Gomez will dive first. He's been involved in some very big moments up to this point. He'll sit on the sidelines for the remainder of the round, as now a drop comes in through elevator. Ashen's patience on main stairs will be rewarded, and he looks for yet another, and he'll claim it. Yaga vaulting over in a bit of an ugly fight, manages to take down Ashen.
Over inside of elevator, so Ashen had a great opportunity. You noticed as well, Ashen in that round just sprinted through the Tachanka Fire. The big reach. OXG playing a very passive style of defense, similar to what they were doing in their previous matchup to get to this situation in the lower quarterfinals, but not enough information. Ashen on the Blackbeard falls to Adam in the elevators. His push just continues to stall.
Benja looking around for something. He's still got utility, flames, and smoke to go out. Fultz in the midst of the site now. Yaga taken down because of it, and they will now need to cover Fultz, as it seems to be going quite well. Adam dies. Gomez with a fadeaway Nitro Cell stops the diffuser in its tracks. What was Newers hitting? No, the table absorbing all the bullets. An opportunity missed, and now Benja will need to jump on in. OXG might have just been given a great round because of environments and not because of themselves. That is a heartbreaker. Newers just wait. Just wait for them to come to you. I mean, Cav's pistol also does an incredible amount of damage at close range. Newers has just found that out the hard way. Obviously, a Cav being on the board is now something they're very well aware of. Around the corner, Fultz and J90 with the right reads, picking apart 2 separate players on the side of Oxygen, and now they will blanket the bomb site with that Sen's concealment. Forrest will have to do his best to get back to the bomb site as quickly as possible, but he's got some support from the rest of OXG. Gomez, in particular, having an extraordinarily good game, breaking 7 kills here in the 5th round. And things have just fallen apart for Spacestation. They had a frustrating and disheartening previous round. I don't know if they're still feeling it, but they're about to have yet another, unless the Dane can pull something together in these final 30 seconds. OXG sitting and waiting. Out goes the smoke. The vault in from Benja Master. He also having trouble hitting his shots. What is going on?
Allowing SSG to get a lot of space early. Already in garage, looking towards gold, and just Benja and server.
Benja will get 1 kill in this round, his first so far, so he'll go without the first half being empty-handed. Picking up yet another, and the bailiff in the hands of Ashen is too much for Forrest to deal with. He's knocked asunder. Adam fighting for his life now, protected on one side by a castle barricade, and the Vector can chew through the best, but not J90 on the ground with his pistol. We will do so. SSG has moved on, and with the side swap, they are literally going onto different sides of the map.
A perfect 3-0 on that push. Once again, being able to find the gap, right? There was a lot of pressure towards very predictable where he puts that defuse kit down.
There go the Candelas. 2 cluster charges still remain in pocket for Forest. 3 Candelas, 4 Gomez as they look to exert their influence over this bomb site. Adam starts off the killing, answered back by Newers onto Grixer. Goodbye to the Maverick. Grixer's numbers not particularly great. Gomez obviously doesn't hear the side of the C4 as he walks right into it as the trigger is pulled by Newers. Sidearm from Newers, though, does not prevail, so explosives will have to do the trick. J90 has the door watched. Same with Benja. Their sights are aligned, and look at that. It's the shield fuse in the midst of the bomb site on the ground. Rims are not the same as an actual game day, but SSG might also be warmed up. This break that OXG has might actually be their undoing. We'll see. Forest has been downed on that fuse shield, immediately rebuffed over by Electrical. Gomez trades Benja out, so both teams find themselves in the same spot that they were in, into a 5v5, just minus some utility. I will say that's a devastating loss for OXG. They've lost all the secondary gadgets, they've lost the shield, they've lost the cluster charges. SSG will go down in numbers. The best player on the side of Spacestation today has been J90. He will be gone. That means more players on SSG will have to pick up that mantle, and it'll be Ashen and Newer. Small offish. Ashen doing some damage to both of them, but not enough. That pea shooter just can't be handled properly. Fultz could go for the retrieve here, but he needs to be wary of where these players are. Ashen secured, and things for SSG have just not gone the way they want. Now it'll be Adam with a shotgun of his own, reaching up to the SMG in hand, but Grixer gets the job done. But again, the addition of Newers to SSG has changed up the roles. It seems to be clicking today a lot better than it has in previous play days. And oh my goodness, Ashen gets demolished by Adam. What a shot that is.
More or less by SSG. As soon as Ashen died, they conceded it. Now J90 fighting against Grixer. The first logic bomb goes off, but Grixer, that's a tough fight to take. No clue on J90's positioning, and he gets that kill, but it's traded back by Gomez.
Right now, as long as they keep trading, OXG will emerge in a strong direction, though they lose the numbers advantage and they will lose the advantage period. It went to a tie, and now they are on the wrong side of a 2v3. 2 slow operators on the side of SSG. Still the clash, still the Legion on the board. J90 is passed over the crown to Newers, who now sits with a 10-kill margin. Only player in the lobby who's broken double digits. Gomez, who's been great through most of this match, will have his work cut out for him. No utility, but lots of bullets. He finds his 10th kill as he flicks over and over and over again. But now he has to run down the clash. He's focused on Fultz, but all Benjamaster needs to do is sit and wait patiently. The clock
was working some good picks in that round to make sure the trade game never continued. Once he got to the top of square, he found that critical pickup onto Forest, who once again was on the sledge up above.
Frame, and all they had to deal with some fire from Benja's Goyo canisters. Now the smoke from J90. 20 seconds remain on the clock, and J90 will use just his second canister. This is very well timed. Still, Forrest getting diffuser down, and now he'll start to take some damage. He'll suffer through it. He might die in the process. No, he gets it off and manages to escape with a single point of HP. SSG had tried to plan those gas canisters so well, but there was just a momentary lapse that J90 was not able to cover, and because of that, OXG pull off the plant. They get out like bandits in the night. There are 8 people still alive with 25 seconds left on the clock. The retake above is dealt with by Grixer. Fultz hopping on that canister, but by the way, it's the cluster charges from Forest, using his last one to take care of Fultz. Very limited time for Newers. Still 2 bodies up. He'll hop on the case. I don't think he has the time. Either way, he's knocked over as he continues to get toyed with by Forest. And finally, Jesse.
Sure, that'll be the game plan from Yaga, although he does know that there's going to be a roamer down on the bottom floor. Not resulting in a kill just yet. Logic ball comes out, but Ashen taking an aggressive angle is the first one to die. Nice shot from Gomez out on rappel, and they just keep coming.
Gomez has been creating so many good opportunities all on his lonesome, and by getting these opening picks, he's just a bit of a stronger gun. It's a bolt action, but it does down you pretty much all the time. Adam will continue to sit on that upside down rappel. Grixer walking in through lobby. Newers decides to check that, gets dealt a pretty bad hand, and Benjamaster will get nothing for our first flawless round of this.
Some intellers, but mostly around the bomb site. Over towards the stairs, over towards open area. Adam's going to start to make an entry point, and they do have information, so he finds Benja. They have site control now.
Huge opening frag, though, traded back, and now they've got an opportunity to get that diffuser planted. Nitro cell goes off, and it will be denied. Case will need to be retrieved. Big play by J90. Now Newers will die at the hands of Yaga. OXG's lead is evaporated. Grixer and Yogg, the last two standing. Grixer much better than his numbers would suggest most of the time, but he slow peaks J90 and is given a burial with 50 seconds remaining in the round. So Yaga is in a devastatingly bad situation, and he will continue to be hunted down, making no shortage of noise, working his way over towards small office, and well, SSG are on a feeding frenzy. Fultz will be the one to gobble him up, and match point.
Through the top floor, if they can clear him through top square, that would be a big boon. Or if they get an opening pick on these windows, Forrest has his toes being shot at the moment, and the fire will eventually finish him off. Great Capitao play from J90 to secure that kill. Always a risk playing aggressive on those windows. And
still stick when the side swaps go in, which means that as long as SSG is attacking, Ying is on the board. Gomez was trying to be real sneaky, but I guess they overestimated his sneakiness. Newers punishing him for that, but OXG will immediately answer back with 2 kills. Ashen will fight for his life over by that paper door. Benja falls at the hands of Adam, and there we go with Ashen finally punishing Grixer. Immediately, OXG will find some comfort with those walls, those reinforcements, keeping themselves alive for the time being. Looks like that clash shield is down. Yaga taking matters into his own hands, and now it's Fultz last alive. Yaga cutting through both of them as all these teams beat each other up. If there's any fatigue on the side of SSG, by the way, Jesse, I'm not seeing it. I don't know if you'd agree.
Oh, I do agree. It feels like every player in the lobby is 100% on their game. Ashen especially, who gets a 2K opener playing top floor on the Vigil all by himself, mind you. He's got a couple of roamers on the main floor that we're playing with him. It's just Faults and Tellers that still does remain. Speaking of Faults, I'm not sure if they are aware of his position because he's not too far from where these attackers are sitting, and it will be him who strikes next. Takes down Adam. Now OXG are aware. This roam clear was an absolute disaster and almost guarantees us that we're getting a 15th round.
Oh, I mean, unless you manage to do something that's only been done for about 4 points, it looks like J90's been taking about 5 damage. That's it for SSG. The rest of these players are all at full health. You've got an IQ with a great gun in the commando, but then you've got Forrest on a shield. Never mind. Benja kills both of them and wins the round.
Big pick onto Ashen, if you'll last remember when he was playing the Blackbeard. The Clash is here to distract as well. If the Nook is going to walk up main stairs, I mean, it's not going to be very secretive from Benja. Instead, Grixer strikes first. J90 goes down. Grixer's panicking, though, as the Blackbeard comes for him. Doesn't win the fight, but manages to get at least 1 pick before he goes down. Now it's a 4-on-4. Bench is still at the bottom of those main stairs. Ashen able to reset. Adam has not left these elevators. They should know his position. Ashen died to him previously.
And they don't. So Ashen runs right on by, and the main obstacle of Forrest still standing over by Beepers persists. Benja was hoping for a stealthy approach. Out goes a nade, and it will scare him off of that spot as Adam comes for backup. I like this defense from OXG right now. I, once again, will eat my words. Forrest made me do it the first time. I might have to do it here with Gomez, as he's been invisible with the rest of the team, showing the depth that OXG has. Smoke, gas, fire, all blanketing the main entry point as it's a drop in from the Nook, running directly into the Clash around the reinforcement. Cannot outduel Gomez, who's slaughtered by Newers, finding a double, a break on in. Newers dropped. Fultz will need to save the round, but he'll run out of time, and OXG will snuff out Spacestation. And
map where utility tends to have the smallest impact, and so for OXG to be the utility game or the utility team in this game, and SSG to be the more frag focused team, you've got to imagine that'll give them those. Fox, I was hoping for that. Not so sure if we'll see one of those because Clash is so rarely played on border. It's going to be a zombie first and then Castle second.
Right now, he's on that smoke, and he's in a bit of a vulnerable spot. He's far enough removed that he could be picked off early. That will be the goal by the Deimos of Newers, but Grixer, the damage. He has to be worried about getting pushed over by Passport. Goodness gracious. It's a one-man stand. Nobody on SSG is able to get him out of this place. And at this point in time, do you continue to throw resources at him? No, you don't. J90 and Forrest will trade out kills. Grixer gave his team such a nice nest egg that they can just sit and wait, and the investment will pay itself off. Benja and Ash in the last two for SSG in a 2v4. OXG have only lost Gomez. Ashen is inside the bomb site, by the way. He turns tail, tries to get closer to the defenders. Forrest will slaughter him, and now it's Benja to creep up and get swung by Adam, who was tucked into the corner inside of office.
Horrible situation of not being able to see.
SSG have found something here, Jesse. They are very quick to get up. They have no idea that Benja's just going to tear through two of them. Yaga and Adam will be dead at the hands of Benja as he attempts an escape. He's dropped, but not secured, not yet. So OXG will look for an answer back. All the doors are solid at this point. Newers will bait him, waiting for Benja to crawl to safety. Down goes Gomez at the hands of Ashen. SSG can very quickly isolate these remaining players and punish them, but hold on! Forest with two. Grixer also on the board. OXG was cooking. Forest 4-0 to start here on Border. That's something you don't say all that often. Smoke will go off in front of him, and guess who will be on the other side of that? None other than a Glaz. As J90 and Ashen will reposition. Ashen moving a little too quickly to see the silhouette through the smoke, so he'll wait. Pings from inside of the site. Spam pings, as now Forest will play around it, and Ashen takes the engagement and wins that duel. An anticlimactic finish. Will accompany Fultz on is a very quick burst of action. Gomez is prepped and ready for it. There's a bit of vulnerability when you put that sledgehammer away. Benja's learned that the hard way, just in case he didn't know.
Huge. They've got to be able to get there first, though. SSG, if they can't get in to get a plant down, then it's not really going to matter what the plant denial looks like. Ashen does find a pick on the Yaga top floor. That's 0-2 now from the Yaga through Forest.
That's top frag Forest, by the way. You need to put some respect on the name, Jesse. It needs to be mentioned time and time again. Gomez, not just with one kill, but now a second. On to Fultz. J90 undeterred by the bullets that go through the wall. Next to him is Adam, had done that before dropping off. Logic Bomb will continue to ring, and J90 is fighting his demons upstairs. Newers answers back. There goes the top player on OXG of Forest. So maybe Ashen will have an opportunity to grab that phone, gain some valuable intel, but I love this defense by OXG. Spread out all over, no opportunity to drone. SSG starved of intel. Ashen will now need to play off of his own wits and his own game sense to find these three remaining players, as they seem to have circled around the drop. Case is being held far off site, and now Ashen will fall to his demise as Adam is there to punish him for that. Huge. Great quarterbacking by Adam, and OXG will regain the lead.
It's good from Gomez as well. Again, got that second pick on default, who was playing on the shield.
Benjamaster gone. That's a lot of utility in the ground. I fear for SSG's chances here. Good flush out, though. Newer's still on a single point of HP, but with that secondary get.
In late. They're rotated over to security now. This would be good for a lockers push, but I don't think they realize Gomez never left the position.
A pop-up from Gomez. A missed opportunity on Ash, and Forest is dead as well. Spacestation started off this round with such bad circumstances and are now in a very prime position to keep putting. Jesse, only 15 seconds left in the round. They're outside of the building. Adam and Yaga now waiting to ride this one out. Adam taking damage, fighting back, tearing through both of them. What a triumph. It's Ashen's at the moment with 4 kills to his name, but all of these players could easily surpass that. 30 seconds left in the round, 10 players still alive. This is going to be chaos, and OXG will thrive amidst it. Benja, the only one on the board for SSG, as OXG dominates the kill feed, narrowing it down to just Fultz, who in a desperate attempt will get a single kill before Adam shuts the door.
Deny this plant from up above, and with the Solus feeding that information, this could be really strong for OXG.
Adam will die. You talked about his KD. Well, will worsen ever so slightly. Fultz with diffuser in his hands as OXG want this lead to continue. Gomez sprints into the site, down by Newers. Benja takes out Gomez. Newers no more. That's the only one to die on the side of Spacestation. Forest and Yaga now, as the diffuser will continue to run away. A great spray blindly through the wall, and Forest will be credited with that. Yaga knocked over by the air jab of the dead Ashen. That gadget will still be there even if he's not. But panic amongst the ranks of OXG as SSG have completely vacated the bomb site. Yaga will drop a desperate attempt still to get closer to it, but the diffuser is planted in a very precarious place. Forest with yet another kill. He's been great here on border. He'll need to be even better, but SSG will say no.
Use his ability on the Solus there while the plant was going down. It was being planted by a Blackbeard, so there's no guarantee he would have gotten the kill on the planting player. So it feels like that's kind of the whole idea behind bringing the Solus, and then they don't really manage to execute it the way they wanted to. Either this is going to be a 4-3 close game. We're headed right back to round 15 as we did previously, or OXG are going to rush a plant and go up 5-3.
All right, well, you've got Newers to gun down Forest, so the diffuser will not be planted. Yaga immediately looked to take up position. Now, how do they recover? How does OXG get themselves out of this position? Gomez and J90 will do battle over by lobby. Gomez on the ground, but J90 will put away the gun for just a second to get his teammate back up. But how long will they live for? How good are Yaga's reflexes? Has he got that dog in him? Down goes one, another will follow. The only one left is J90's knocked over in the They were prepped and ready for what SSG was likely to bring. They had a little bit extra intel. OXG playing like a team possessed with a victory at this top floor, all on his lonesome.
Okay, J9 no answers though. That's a good pickup as long as he doesn't die right after, which he does. Unfortunately goes down east stairs. No shot, that's getting recovered. Fault is playing top floor in offices, but Newers now goes down below too. Everybody falling to pieces. They, as I say that, look like they might get their teammate up, but will it matter if everyone else is dead? Parker, they're all dead in the serve field, which has been his MO all day long against Space Station Gaming. And goes down to Ashen just on the front door. Hello? Okay.
Forrest on a fuse shield should not be dying to that, but you know, crazy circumstances happen. OXG cannot throw this one away. A run out from Fultz after Adam had died. Everybody on OXG pulling their weight. The only player currently. SSG are feeling themselves here though. When they've got their backs against the wall, they are just fighting for everything they can, and they're not going to give a single inch to OXG. J90 punishes Grixer, and it's all up to Gomez and Yaga. Out will go so Candela's Nitro Cell will be answered back by Space Station. A nice kill through the barricade by Ashen, and it's Yaga now to head for the hills.
These early, they don't fall in your favor very often. You dropped out a fuse kit very early into this round. There's the cluster charge. Thank you, Observer. You'll reset, and it's not going to be too big of a deal. Parker, you asked earlier about what SSG's morning routine might look like if they're early risers or if they have set a standard for inside the North America League that they do better than anybody else. It's a great YouTube series. You should check it out. It's not only
win. Of course, this would be a series win. It would net them a greater prize pool, and it would get them closer to more SI points, where again, SI points is a huge focus for these teams. J90 slow peeked by Yaga, and suddenly OXG are hitting their shots, but Fultz answers back. Whatever momentum was building on the side of Oxygen is now gone. Fultz trading out some HP in the process, leaving Gomez and Yaga with 30 seconds left to just find their way to the bomb site. Gomez taken down by Benjamaster, who looks for another. Yaga trades that one right out, and a 1v2 found by Fultz, who is a huge part of
rained on him, has backed all the way up and has made his escape past Forrest. Very disciplined play from the captain of SSG. Now Ashen in a lot of trouble at the top of Rafters. J90 bails him out with a pick onto Adam, and Forrest starts to take a lot of damage at the bottom of East. Yaga ends up falling too. Gomez kills Newers, and it's a 3v4 favoring SSG, but J9 gets another one here.
And J90 could have completely destroyed the round for OXG earlier. Instead of the Nitro Cell, if he just gunned down Forrest as the fuse trudged overhead, I mean, it could have been all she wrote. A moot point, though, because J90 is still impacting this round over and over again. A nice shot by Forrest with that PMM out. A tremendously strong gun, but, I mean, Forrest has to find 3 more players en road to the bomb site. He holds the case, but will get dusted off by Will. Have but this single round. If they fail here, that's it. It's curtains. OXG moves on, and SSG gets as close as they can to a possible comeback. J90 will start things off, though. Down goes Gomez. Will Forrest have the last laugh? No, it's Yaga credited with the kills. Not before Newers can get on the board. Forrest in a crossfire, and Space Station are rebuffing this OXG advance. Yaga to pick up the pieces. He's all that's left. SSG on a mission from God to get to overtime. True believers they must be. The numbers for Space Station will drop by 1, but man, oh man, OXG just cannot close out. They had these struggles on map number 1. They're having those exact same struggles here on map 2. Unless Yaga can perform a miracle. When again, if we're talking about a higher power, you're going to need to start praying to somebody. Yaga's now backed his way out of the building, and SSG will circle the wagons towards these doors. Benjamaster goes for the swing, and overtime is on the board. An exhausting day for both of these teams, as this is the second best of 3 that both of them will compete in. And what has been a long day might get longer. Well, maybe not. I mean, now we're in OT. OXG have found their footing and suddenly tearing through Space Station every single step of the way. My goodness, they're set up very nicely for a flawless round. J90 has been the star of the show so far. He'll tear through Adam. That's 90 seconds off of the clock, and OXG have but just a single player to find. J90 will be found by the death mark.
If they open it wider, Faults can walk in and go for a plant with the Blackbeard. You will need to get some kills before you go for that. He gains information, and the nade makes him move too.
Grixer in a spot where Adam danced around the nades before. They will not see that happen yet again. An attacker-sided map unfolding in front of our eyes, boding quite well for Space Station. Yaga gets OXG on the board, and he's got marks over towards office as he and Gomez are in action. It prompts SSG to retreat. Nitro cells to stop him. Now the coverage will come out from Ashen to try to keep these players from OXG at bay. Fultz will get in, get out. Down goes Gomez. Great look from Ashen, who's only 2 kills away from wiping out the entire OXG team. Newers has been dropped to a 2v2 with 30 seconds raging on the clock. Ashen finds a 4th kill, and Yaga will be the prize for him. No idea where these players are. Ashen can smell victory. Fultz sees Yaga trying to tear through him. Ashen doesn't even need all the kills. He can just wait. The job is to win the round. Fultz.
So this first frag is absolutely critical for both these teams. It will very likely determine who wins the round. It's been an insane predictor so far this game. Faults on the Grim will get his location revealed. 2-brow 2 with the Grim, but it's not going to be the kill. Forest opening death, and another as Benja finds 2 right off the bat.
OXG look like they're about to fall short as they have just 2 players remaining. Make that 1, make it none. Benjamaster, a huge round, and Space Station shoot us off to map number 3. Capable of winning. 51% of the community says SSG will win 49. What's going to happen here? Because if you'd asked me, Parker, is OXG going to go 1 and close off the latter portion of this bomb site? Nitro goes out. It looked like a smoke goes 2, and the diffuser from Fultz goes down successfully. He will pay dearly for it, and now it's J90 under fire from that same angle as all of the gas canisters from Grixer have been expended at this point in time. Another quick execute from Space Station. They did this to OXG on bank back in map number 1, and now they will do it yet again. Despite the brawl coming out, OXG still holding pretty well. Forrest with a 2-piece against his old team, and he thinks he has a read on the defuse kit, but he is dead wrong. He'll go into a position where he can get knocked on.
60 seconds remaining on the side of SSG, but that should be enough time for them to work a plant down. Big question is where they want to go. False is on white stairs at the moment.
Benja will take 1 out, but Adam immediately trades Ashen back, so very little gained here. Adam's still inside of this corner in reading, and he certainly has brushed up on his material, that is for sure. Though he and Gomez combined for about 40 HP. Make that even less. What little remained of Gomez now gone at the hands of Fultz, and Space Station will take a numbers advantage. Fultz will also hold on to that case with some utility. J90 gets caught running by Forrest in a rat position downstairs on the soft wall of Freezer that makes your head spin. And it'll throw some panic into the ranks of Space Station now. As Newers and Fultz will need to get into the bomb site, Adam is spotted. Newers removing his head and removing the player from the server, and now it is Forrest from down below with a nitro cell trying to find the target. No way! Shot out by Newers, which could have been a dynamite end to the round. But Newers does what needs to be done, not the kill, but to take care of the objective. Now Forrest, with gun in hand, will have only his own abilities to go against these 2 remaining players. White stairs being held by Space Station. Let's go off. They finally found their footing, and really the gall here of Fultz. He's in the middle of the bomb site. He should be exposed. They're trying to fire away at him. It's a nitro cell that will get him, but SSG sweep through the remaining OXG players. They've used none of their hard breach on the side of Hibana. It doesn't look like they've used much of the sledge either. All of the Gara hooks for Newers are still available. Newers, by the way, with 4 kills at this point. Utility be damned. Just
for OXG. Adam couldn't get anything playing aggressive over towards Piano. And then in the 4v3, despite the fact that
though, is at this point really up to OXG. They need to greet these SSG forces a bit more forcefully. Fultz has found an opening to get into the bomb site. Ashen tearing through Gomez. He's got to line up for more. Fultz dropped by Grixer, but Ashen's coverage not good enough, but he's still tearing through these players. a very linear execute that we see from Spacestation. It has cost them because they have not cleared out this middle floor.
Yeah, the players up above are the real issue here, Parker. Are they going to send anybody upstairs? It doesn't seem like they will. Newers with the fuse kit. Ashen chokes out to the Toxic Babe. That is not how you wanted this plan B to start things off. Still both inside of Bakery. They're desperate for a plant. They have no more smokes. Unless somebody sprints up red, this is going to get really ugly.
Huge round from Grixer, by the way. Now it'll be Forest on the cross, leaving Newers as last man standing. Yet to die, but I suspect that will change. He gets a beat on one of those Scopos robots as Forest is over by back bar, and Newers will be obscured by that F mine. We'll get the kill. Forest looking for it. Adam not far removed. Adam will get it. He hits the deck with the bailiff. And
He's going to be favored. He's got an opponent on the window too, and they don't even check it.
oh my. Forest just tearing through these SSG players. Now a Nitrocell will go out, but a quick repel up the wall as Newers avoids certain death from that position. OXG now firing things up. They had a bit of a miserable start to this map, but they have found it in round 4. It is carrying over to round 5, and SSG are watching as the map does not work in their favor. Now it's Benjamaster alone against a full fighting 5 of OXG. Forest a huge round. Is that a 4K for Fofo Son? Can't say that because I just think of that coastline matchup and my eyes just glaze over and that's it. I'm gone.
Nitro won't
nice
land.
Nitro cell tossed out, but it does not connect. Newers will answer back and Yaga dies. Gomez is down as well, and Space Station will blunt the momentum that had been built up by OXG. A bit of a pause now as 45 seconds remain. OXG just waiting out this SSG advance, and they will likely find one. Grixer, the swing on Benja. The action comes a little bit faster than we expected, Jesse. Now smokes will go down, fire as well behind them as Fultz sprints on into the bomb site to try and find some security away from the prying eyes, but there's a Maestro still on the board. A burst of action over by the bomb chassis. Both teams lose one. Adam and Grixer to stand and wait as SSG trickles into the bomb site. Evil Eyes up, giving information to the remaining defenders. Adam on the ground doing serious damage, looking for more. He'll find 2 of them. Goodness gracious.
Round. It was the top floor. There was an attempted plant by Fultz inside a bar. They killed him, but then even in the man disadvantage, OXG from SSG just snowball into kill after kill, and they ended up losing that round. This time, it's another man advantage. It is back. Thankfully, Forest will bring this new operator, and the Ying, maybe slightly more impactful, starts to rain in hell from the skylight as these Candelas start to play through. Gomez gets an opening pick in through Pillar right after Forest was the actual opener on the Fuse Shield. The Warden sitting back bar of Newers might be a big problem. The information's on J90, but it doesn't seem to matter. Beauty shot on tap.
Looking for greater isolation to close off these back bar doors. He's still got 2 gadgets in pocket. Out will go a smoke. He'll drop on in. Immediately punished by Newers. Didn't bother to use any of his gadgets. SSG certainly not missing their mark. Yaga, the last one standing, still without a kill. Gunned down by Benja down below.
I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to handle all of the angles that SSG will be playing, thanks to 5 bodies still being alive for the defenders.
Ashen will continue his reign of terror in this round, eliminating Adam. High impact kills coming out from the player on SSG, but they're in a bit of a rough spot for the side of Space Station. They've lost the smoke. Good thing that a skeleton key was in hand for Gomez as Benjamaster is completely immobilized and taken down. Forest getting the diffuser to a good spot, but has to stop as he's under fire from the defenders of Space Station. Ashen breaking double digits amidst this run, and he's hungry for more. Grixer now coming in for the assist as Gomez drops. Ashen has 3 kills. He was denied an ace in a previous match. He won't get more than 3 between these teams with a minute still left on the clock. Worried about what comes from those F mines as Grixer walks in that doorway and now avoids reading entirely, but it's not the smartest idea. Fultz reads him like a book. Down goes Grixer, and the advantage swings back in favor of Space Station as Fultz picks up his 2nd. High impact kills, Jesse. That's what we're talking about. 4 to his name, but Fultz is making them count. It's all up to Forest with the shield upstairs inside of Piano. He's getting played out right now by Space Station. Adam and Forest tied with 8 kills apiece. Yaga still searching for his first. That's the state of things on the side of OXG, as it seems to just be a waiting game. Forrest, a desperate attempt that will find nothing. Benja.
Fault's putting up some fantastic play, just as you were referencing his SI championship performance a few years back. It'll be a block.
OXG were attacking without their shield set up the way that they want. They've abandoned the shield this time. Maybe things go, well, maybe they go a little bit better. Forrest immediately dies.
Stopping OXG's advance. They don't have a lot of map control. They're just inside a cigar. That's good enough, though, for Adam, as he does find J90, and Fault's below. Talked about his positioning, cleaned up by Gomez. So great read by OXG. They now have a chance to reset, bring all their players back to the top floor, and with an equal man count push, super doable.
And I like Newers' spot here. Again, tucked in really close, reading Adam, seeing the bullet tracers, and repositioning over towards that cocktail windows where they knew one player was. Grixer eliminated, and Gomez hanging by a wire as OXG's chances hang by that same thread. 1v3 and the death drop into Cafe. One of the hardest things to pull off as a player is to drop in, survive, and get picks. He has no idea where these players from SSG happen to be. He finds Newers on a great shot. 2 more opportunities now. Plenty of time. 40 seconds left, but Spacestation look to play quite passive, which is the right call, Jesse. Sit back and wait for him to come to you. Benja does, unfortunately, reveal himself. Gomez reads that right. But what's the follow-up? Walking confidently towards Bar. Walking confidently towards Freezer, but they ice him out. Ashen with the final kill. Spacestation completes the streak, and goodbye to OXG.
With the mental himself, what a win. Dude, I mean, that was so fun to watch. How do you guys look in the mirror, 6-2 down? What is it you say to the team? What is it you guys talk about before making that insane run on map 2?
Well, going into border, we call it the mental marathon, you know? So we just got after it. Honestly, we threw all our strats out the window and we just started getting after it. Started, you know, just running around and just, you know, we got nothing else to lose, right? So let's just run around, get some kills, just play off each other. That's all that could have mattered. And, you know, it ended up bringing us all the way back. We stayed in it all the way through, stayed hard-nosed, good mental. You know, that's what we do outside the server. We train a lot, the mental toughness, and it paid off here.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw that. I felt like in the best of 3, you guys only got better and better as it went on. I mean, into this last map, obviously on Cafe, I saw you guys completely banned out all 3 shields. Was that something that was just, obviously you noticed that Forrest was using the shields and OXG needed it? What was like the game plan behind banning those shields?
Yeah, we know, especially from VOD review and just the previous maps, that they need the shields to do all their cheese takes, like all their ISOs and like with Ying, Glaz, all that stuff. And it was funny, they were doing a lot of the stuff that they did in the scrim, and you know, we had a little, you know, we just had to point it out to them real quick. So ban all their 3 shields out, cut out some of the cheese, and then just let them play into us, honestly. And we had good win conditions, and that's what we played into.
Well, there you go, Ash. Congratulations, pushing one step further. I want to talk about just kind of the game as a whole. Were you a little bit taken back at how well Oxygen has been playing from the previous stage, obviously, then to now?
Yeah, obviously, you know, getting Forrest, it's he's a good player in the terms that he's an oddball player. He can make weird stuff work, and you know, obviously he's not there for his mechanical ability, but more for his calling and his ability to, you know, have like cheese in the back of his pocket, right? And they did a lot of that. And I think knowing Brox from teaming with them, we knew a lot of what to expect. And in Bank, we lost to a lot of ourselves, honestly. We just weren't keeping it simple. Same with the border attack. Like, it wasn't really too much of them outstratting us. It was us losing to ourselves. We were tired, you know, we wake up at 8 a.m. That's, you know, but we got the fucking iron mental.
Well, just to follow up
3
then,
energy drinks deep. 3.
Well, just to follow up then, do you think not only just in your guys' own skill and understanding of how you want to approach Cafe, do you think you also beat them on that endurance side?
Oh, 100%. I think every single stage that I've been in Pro League, I've gone through an LCQ and an elimination game, so I know what it's like to be through this. All my teammates do as well. You know, we got Newers going through the ringer now, so, you know, he's getting used to it. It's whenever our backs are put against the wall, you can never count us out, no matter who we're playing against. We're at least always going to make it tough, and today we took their souls.
That's very true.
Ajay, can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because you guys go from losing the opening round in the upper bracket to then going on a run and making top 4, doing what you guys set out to do. Was there anything that changed during that time? Was there anything that you focused on, or did you just keep going day by day?
Yeah, we actually it wasn't too much we had to change. It was more of just like a mindset shift, because we weren't keeping it simple. You know, we had a lot of ideas. We weren't sticking to just one concrete idea in that wildcard game. And I mean, we lost 8-7, and that easily could have went a third map. Just like, you know, the games today, we played 3 8-7 games today. And I think definitely what changed is that we just kept it simple, stuck to one idea. We do this. All 5 of us work on this goal.
Last question. Shopify tomorrow. Thoughts?
Hey, when heads duck and pants start shitting, that's when we start taking souls.
Perfectly said. We'll end it on that. Thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the win, and best of luck in that match tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
All right. Well, a beautiful quote, as always.